There we go. Hey guys, random impromptu stream for sure. But since they randomly decided to drop a Nintendo Direct on us, that's kind of what we're doing. Unfortunately for me, it landed on a day that I was at work, so I've legitimately just come off work, got home, immediately got changed, and am ready to try and react to this. So yeah, I do understand for some of my viewers it's probably very late. I'm pretty sure a good portion of them will just be asleep. But that's what VODs are for. So we're going to give this a watch. Hopefully the volume isn't too loud. That's probably my biggest concern because, you know, I did do a little bit of testing with the volume on the YouTube side of things, but we'll see pretty much. But I didn't want to wait all the way till Saturday's stream to react to this. Man, I took a nap before this happened, haha. Yeah, for me, over in Australia, this is at live. It was live at midnight, and because I have to go to work at like 5 in the morning, that was not an option. I remember back in the day, I would be able to stay up really late, watch it, and then go to sleep. But nope, some restraint. Plus, I can't really stream it if I do it at midnight. So, I have done my best to avoid any news about this. So this is going to be completely just blind. But we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, I can see Frost, you're here. Can you, if you think the volume's too loud on the YouTube side of things, just quickly let me know. Here we go. Looks like it's all good for now. Sounds fine to me. That's good. Alright, let's continue. Because I remember doing a react long ago and it was too loud for sure. Hey, we're going straight away into Dragon Quest 1 and 2. Hell yeah, we just finished Dragon Quest 3. So excited to see this. Are we getting actual gameplay? Oh shoot, we are getting gameplay straight away. Let's go. We legitimately just finished Dragon Quest 3 Remake, so very excited. Okay, so it's also in the art style of 3, so be pretty easy to jump from, that's for sure. And no, nothing about 1 and 2. I mean, heck, I only just found out about the story on 3. Oh, that's so weird, we literally were just at that location too. That is surreal, to say the least. Oh, what's this? I'm sure people who know the game was a lot more than I would know that character. We're getting a date? Oh, it is 2025 at the very least, but no date. Very excited for this game. That's for sure.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct. Today, we'll be providing information on upcoming Nintendo Switch games. We'll also have a Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd.
Like, this is what I thought it was going to be, you know?
Well.
I was expecting this Direct, the one in April, not this one.
What you just saw was Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake from Square Enix.
Such a mouthful of a title, but it doesn't matter.
Another character appeared at the end. What kind of adventure awaits?
Oh, so she's new.
You're excited.
Okay,
for more
interesting.
information in the future. Okay, let's see the first batch of headlines.
Also, I have no idea what they're going to, like...
Escape from dire straits.
What they're going to, like, present at all. It's a nice little swan song Direct for Switch 1, yeah.
Until oxygen 0. Help me! Please help me!
I tell you, but I don't want to...
The latest entry in the The Somnium Files series.
I remember hearing about the Somnium Files. I know nothing about this.
A special agent with a sophisticated AI called Iba embedded in his left eye. Your mission is to track down Iris, an internet idol who has been trapped in a mysterious escape game. Conduct interviews to investigate Iris's whereabouts.
Interesting.
Dive into a subject's dreams to reveal clues hidden deep within their psyche. And solve mind-bending puzzles in an
That's surprised. I think it used to be Japan only. Yeah, because I was like, I feel like this sounds familiar, but
closer to the truth. Uncover what's hidden in reality and dreams to rescue Iris.
wow, it's so. I have to say, it is very hard to take that character very seriously. The idol character, she's like the most bare bones minimalist like bunny girl, and I'm like, dang girl, your drip is so whack and you're trapped in space. But yeah, I remember hearing about the Somnial Files, so that's all I really know about it. I know nothing else about it. Ah, it's a Spike Chunsoft. When they started like showing off like certain text on the screen, I was like, huh, this text looks familiar, like I recognize the font. Gotcha, so it's a Spike Chunsoft game. Okay. This is the power of being able to do it past live, is that I can pause it when I need to like double check things.
Unleash the supernatural.
What?
A classic Atlas action RPG returns with remastered HD.
I don't know how I in my mind I was like, this is an Atlas game for some reason. I don't know how I knew that, but I was just like, this feels like a Persona like sort of feeling thing. But yeah, that art style's definitely Atlas.
To others, he also fights alongside demons as a devil summoner.
Yeah, this is so Shin Megami Tensei feeling.
Raiden must investigate a series of supernatural cases.
This used to be a Shin Megami Tensei equivalent to Dynasty Warriors. Interesting.
Work with your demons to strike an enemy's weak point, then follow up with a powerful attack.
Yeah, I can see some recognizable traits for sure. Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. Just in case. Just in case you didn't know.
And their powers are helpful in finding solutions during investigations. Guide Raiden through a series of strange incidents.
I assume you're the bird who gave us a call?
As he uncovers a conspiracy that will shake the capital to its core. Raiden Remastered, The
Interesting.
Mystery of the Soulless Army, launches on Nintendo Switch June 19th.
Alrighty.
Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
This feels like two RPGs.
Consume darkness.
More RPGs? Let's see what this one's about.
With your memories gone, you have been summoned to a strange, unfamiliar world.
Oh, it's a Bandai game.
Where you're greeted by a yellow orb known as Puck.
Oh my god, it's Pac-Man.
But who is this spherical stranger? Moored in a mysterious, maze-like world, your battle for survival begins. As Puck guides you on your journey, you'll delve deeper into the expansive world.
Interesting, so it looks like a hand-drawn style, almost.
You can phase shift and combine with
Still not sold on this
to
game?
explore areas you couldn't reach before.
Oh my god, it legitimately is Pac-Man, oh my god!
But tread lightly. The creatures inhabiting this world will prove hostile. When facing imposing enemies, you and Puck can temporarily fuse
Oh, okay.
into form to unleash
Casually.
powerful attacks.
It has a very old school feel to it.
By consuming your prey, you'll collect resources that can then be used to enhance your abilities.
This is an odd game to say the least, that's for sure.
Work to uncover Puck's true goal. And devour enemies to survive this cruel world. Experience a dark twist on the iconic Pac-Man when Shadow Labyrinth
They literally
launches
say
on Nintendo
Pac-Man.
Switch, July 18th.
That's funny, it really is a Pac-Man thing.
The rhythmic march begins. Remasters of Patapon and Patapon 2 are drumming onto Nintendo
This...
Switch
I've seen this
as one
somewhere
button.
before. Where is this from?
Play your drum to the beat and give different commands to the Patapon army. For example, Pata 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 Pawn advances them forward. While Pawn Pawn Pata Pawn has them attack.
Oh my goodness, so it's a rhythm
And to
game
string
RPG.
together combos with good timing,
Intriguing.
the Patapons
I
enter
would
Fever
so
mode
forget
and get a
the,
big boost in
the
power.
commands so quickly.
From the horse-riding Kibapon to the shield-savvy Tatepon, build up your battalion to take on hordes of fierce
Decapon.
foes.
Heck yeah. It looks like it's got a bit of charm to it.
Plus,
It's interesting.
New features have been added, so you can advance to the beat of
No
your
real
own
reason to have a
drum.
darker, edgy Pac-Man just because they thought he was too cute.
Leave
Ah,
the
so it's a third-party
Patapons
game.
and march forth when Patapon 1+2 replay.
I've noticed a lot of
launches on
games are now
Nintendo
getting
Switch, July
remasters,
11th.
which is nice. Nothing against that.
Welcome to Zephyrtown, a
Oh.
cozy place nestled in a windswept valley. This is where your new life begins.
Is this what I think it is? Yep, it's a farming sim. Story of Seasons.
First cropping up on the Nintendo DS system, this immersive farming and life sim has no shortage of activities to get up to.
Oh, you must be the new farmer.
Tend to your farm while growing crops and caring for animals.
The good old farming sims. Isn't
Then
this just
sell your
Harvest
produce
Moon? Like,
and other
this...
wares at the town's weekly bazaar.
Like, or is it a different...
As bazaar
Is it a
sales
different
grow,
franchise?
you'll
It
help
feels
the
very
once
like
famous
that.
market regain its former splendor.
Inspiring, honestly.
You can also get to know the locals
I'd like to spend more time with you.
and maybe nurture a relationship if you find that special someone.
He's so blank-faced, the
Plus,
farmer.
taking
Nice.
advantage of Zephyrtown's windy conditions can make travel and other tasks
Patapon is a
a
Sony game.
breeze.
Sony's been porting their games to Switch. Interesting. I guess we'll get more news when it comes to
The winds of
Switch 2.
change are coming, and your new life on the farm begins when Story of Seasons
Yeah,
Grand
is Story of
Bazaar launches on the Nintendo.
I'm very uninformed when it comes to these things. Is Story of Seasons the same as Harvest Moon? Story of Seasons used to be the same series as Harvest Moon, but legal issues called... Ah, okay, gotcha. Because I was like, this looks like Harvest Moon. Like, I've seen those cows before, and I'm like, I've seen them whenever anyone talks about Stardew Valley coming from a Harvest Moon sort of background. Okay, so Story of Seasons and Harvest Moon are part of the same series, but they had a name change. I think
Nintendo
that's what I
Switch
get.
System, August 27th.
Hey, that's somebody's birthday that I know on that day.
Please look forward to the latest entry in the Story of Seasons
Take a quick
series.
sippy.
Next, please take a look at this.
Ah, gotcha. It's more Metroid news. Oh, I'm sure the Metroid fans are excited for this. Oh, pink visor. Interesting. My knowledge on Metroid is very bare minimal, I won't lie. But, you know, good for the Metroid fans to get some gameplay.
This is the unknown planet Vuros. Here, Samus finds a verdant jungle with a colossal tree at its center. In order to survive and escape this planet that she was unexpectedly transported to, Samus must scan stone figures and other relics to carve a path forward.
Ah, yes, so the Prime series of my very basic knowledge on Prime. There's a lot of scanning and mostly first-person
She's
shooter.
not alone, though. Abhorrent, alien creatures living in the jungle are waiting to strike.
It's really nice that the aliens are very brightly colored so you can see them. Man, the new Pikmin game looks crazy. No, it's alright.
As she explores the planet, Samus is granted mysterious and ancient powers.
Ah, yes, more.
Psychic abilities.
Oh my goodness! Girl has got them all.
Powers allow Samus to operate
Nice.
mechanisms
I guess that's
and
the
open doors.
benefit of being traumatized. You get all these
They
new
also allow her
power-ups.
to control the trajectory of her beams with the power of her mine.
Dang, just makes Samus super overpowered.
But why were these powers bestowed upon Samus?
That's great. It is quite interesting the landscape compared, because my
Will be her fate.
my basic knowledge with the Metroid series is very, she's the strongest warrior in the galaxy for a reason. Yeah, I can imagine. Because I know I have played none of the Metroid games. I've watched Metroid Dread. I think I watched some of the older games. I don't really know much on Prime. I've never really watched anything related to the Prime series. I know it's very beloved, so a lot of people were excited for this series to come. But yeah, that's my general knowledge on Metroid is like almost absolutely nothing. They're pretty looking games, that's what I gotta say. I do like the art style here of just the landscapes and stuff.
Threads intertwining beyond space and time.
Like there's a very natural feel to a lot of the things, so whenever you see tech, it just looks very out of place. Which is, great. Okay, so it's this year as well. I wonder where Dread takes place, if it's a different thing, or is this like on, Ooh. Oh, is that a new suit? Gotta love this, all the different suits.
Challenges await Samus. We hope you're looking forward to exploring with Samus.
I wonder if she'll start with the pink visor and then go from, because she's obviously known for her iconic green visor.
Let's move on to some more headlines.
Ready to stir up some mischief?
Prime is between the first and
Once
Samus
upon a
turns,
time,
Dread is
there was
last,
a
yeah.
drab coffee shop that transformed into a magical potion cafe.
Whoa, what
As
is
the
this?
newest potionista of the cursed cafe, you'll craft concoctions for Disney villains and get to know them in a new light. Mix ingredients
Interesting.
to brew all sorts of strange elixirs.
The art style
and
looks pretty
serve them
nice.
to your villainous visitors,
I
including
can't get over
Ocelot
Gaston's
and
just like
Gaston.
always
With
on the
help
phone.
from Yzma, you can upgrade your ingredients to produce some wildly wicked creations.
Okay,
The
interesting.
potions you make can influence each customer's storylines, leading to different outcomes every time you play. Who knows what mischief might happen? Disney Villains Cursed Cafe
Interesting.
launches
Okay.
on Nintendo Switch later today.
No one looks at the phone like Gaston. I was just gonna mention about him like mansplaining out there in the back, just chilling. Okay, interesting. I mean, sure. For those people who are interested in that, the art style looks cool. So I like those. I'm a fan of painted art styles, so wasn't what I was expecting.
Summon a spellbinding adventure.
So yeah, back to pixel art.
Welcome to Witchbrook College, where students strive to master the magical arts. During class, use magic circles to perform rituals. Fly
My
on
friend
brooms,
Emu
and learn
He's
advanced
definitely interested in the
techniques to
Disney
go
game.
from
Yeah, it does
witch
look
in
like it'd be
training
a
to
little bit of a fun
skilled
game for some
spellcaster.
people.
There's also plenty to do outside of class.
Interesting, so it's the
Hang
asymmetric
out with
pixel.
friends at their homes. Take on various jobs to help pay for tuition. Or use the spells you've learned to craft and sell original items.
The pixel art looks nice.
Plus,
It's just probably
the
because I'm
four
watching a big
players can
screen.
make
It looks a
magic
bit
together in
off, but I
online
think it's just
co-op.
because it's blown out. On the stream, it looks okay.
Explore this whimsical world on the
Zoomed
road
in,
to
it's a little bit too
beyond.
much, but
Are
that's
you
cute.
ready for a
Though the
spellbinding
faces kind of remind me of Stardew Valley.
journey? Enrollment begins when Witchbrook flies onto Nintendo Switch.
But I mean, I
this
can't
holiday.
complain. It's a very simple art style.
Action, adventure, and arcade games await.
Oh yeah, so we're getting
Set off
some
on
more
a
old ones.
fantastical mission to eliminate a mysterious deity. In this hand-drawn platforming adventure, you'll explore an expansive archipelago where nightmares and wonder collide.
Ah.
Upgrade your trusty cane with
I do like the
magical
art
parts,
style here.
then use its
I'm not good
abilities
with
to
platformers,
find
but
your own
that,
path
it
through the
feels very
enchanted
Cuphead
world.
sort of
Can
levels
you
of detail.
uncover the secrets the archipelago holds? Find out when the Eternal Life of Goldman launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
Very pretty game by the looks of it.
Celebrate the 40th anniversary of Gradius with a collection of arcade shoot-'em-up games.
Here we
from
go, more
across the
arcade stuff.
series. Titles include Gradius, Salamander, Light Force, Gradius 2,
Hold up.
Gradius 3,
Wait. So the other two games are wait, what? The other two games are not Gradius? This shows my age very much, for sure.
and Salamander 2.
Okay, so Salamander is
Titles come
different.
with multiple versions, including ones from different regions and launch years.
Interesting.
Plus, take the helm in a brand new entry, Salamander 3.
Oh, casually did.
Gradius
Here's a new game in the old game
launches on the
style.
Nintendo Switch
Neat.
system August 7th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Battle to the beat in Rift of the Necrodancer.
Oh, I did
Press
see
the
this game.
corresponding buttons in each lane to fight monsters in rhythm-based combat.
I have no
Keep
idea.
the cadence going with epic boss battles.
No idea
More
where this
games,
came from.
remix stages, and
Just casually, they're like, oh yeah, let's try a new genre. That's what it feels
more
like.
Musical mayhem awaits in the Celeste Music Pack paid DLC. And be on the lookout
Oh
for
my
more
god,
DLC in the
Peppino,
future.
hell yeah, let's go.
Rift of the Necrodancer launches on
So they got
Nintendo
Pizza
Switch
Tower and
later
Celeste, that's
today.
great. Pizza Tower's music is
Let's
fantastic.
see what's in store.
Wait, is this Tamagotchi? Oh my god, they even sound like they do
Welcome
back in the
to
day.
Tamagotchi Plaza, a brand new entry in the Tamagotchi Connection series.
Oh my god, I remember playing this as a
There are
kid.
stores
Hell yeah.
galore. Design glasses at the eyewear shop.
My sister would love these.
Polish pearly whites solo.
It has the
or
same
with
sound
fine
effects, I can't get over it.
And arrange plates at the afternoon tea shop. 12 wonderful stores need your help.
It's got some of the even more recent
Provide
Tamas.
good customer service to get high ratings and
Like right there was like the Nalachi and Edgechi. I actually have these Tamas as on my stream avatar. I made them. I am such a big fan of Tamagotchi. That's so exciting. Tamagotchi Connection was like back on the DS. That's how old these games are. I used to play so much of Tamagotchi Connection 1. Like the first I think it was called Corner Store or something like that. Me and my sis used to play that so much. It's unbelievable. I will have to let her know about this. That is so cool. They were a hot phase during the days. Yeah, I still buy Tamagotchis from time to time. They've still releasing some of the original like P1 and P2 ones, and they've just started like releasing Connection, like the old ones. I think based on version 3. So it is definitely making a comeback, which is really cool. But a whole new like corner shop game is crazy.
in doing so, you'll get to meet more Tamagotchi, making the town livelier than before.
But yeah, there's some really
With
new
over
Tamas.
100 new and classic Tamagotchi.
Yeah, some of these are
business
new
is
and some of these are
sure
the old
to be
ones.
booming. Get ready to set up shop when Tamagotchi Plaza launches on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, it's
June 27th.
during a couple of, I'd say, 2 weeks after my birthday. Ah, here we go. Pokemon stuff. All the Mega Evolutions. Where's Ordino? That's what I want. That's what I want to know.
Welcome to Pokemon Legends ZA, a new title in the Pokemon series.
I
You'll
kind of
begin your
feel
adventure
like
by choosing
we watched the Pokemon Day react, like, you know, direct. I imagine you didn't watch the Pokemon, like, presents, and you just got blasted in the face with all that ZA knowledge. You would be explode. Holy heck.
one of 3 partner Pokemon.
We all know who we're gonna
Setting
choose.
this
Goomy
metropolis
Cafe.
That also appeared in the Pokemon X and Pokemon Y games. Lumio City.
Okay, I can pause here. Oh, I am curious to see how they're gonna do Vivillon. For sure. Because, Vivillon is, like, region-based. This has new info. I would expect so, but we'll see, we'll see. I mean, like, the fact that they're showing this map is already new info. Choosing Tepig. Oh my god, the monkeys, they just immediately show the elemental monkeys. Just like, hey, they're here.
Here, we'll get a glimpse into the lives of the Pokemon and people of Lumio City.
Alrighty, let's see what they have for us.
Scattered all over town are wild zones. These areas are special environments where wild Pokemon can live comfortably, even within the city. You can catch Pokemon here.
Okay, so you can still do the Arceus thing of just tossing
But they
balls.
might be hostile. If you sense trouble, get to safety.
Dip.
There are Pokemon that live outside wild zones too. Some of them can even be found on rooftops.
Spupa! Who cares about Dedenne? Pushes Dedenne to the...
Pokemon
Whoa,
live
that's
easygoing
Steelix
lives
texture.
in Lumio
Holy
City.
heck. He is a shiny boy, that one.
When night falls, the city's aura transforms. Highly skilled trainers are invited to participate in a tournament. The ZA Royale.
Ah, there's that icon we saw at the end of the
Trainers
last
await
one.
in battle zones.
Vethro!
If you're spotted, they'll challenge you to battle.
Oh, just straight away. Holy heck.
Strike first before being seen, and you'll land a surprise attack.
Oh my goodness, you just
During
attack people in the
battles,
dark.
using a super
That's
effective
funny.
move at the right moment is key.
The battle system's going to be very interesting to get used to for sure.
And with Mega Evolution, some Pokemon can power up even more.
No more getting spotted by the trainers. You
You'll
spot the
start at
trainers.
Rank Z and work your way up to Rank A.
Nice. Z to
Trainers
A.
who reach the top are said to have a wish granted.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I love the Rotoms fighting each other. That's great.
Day and
I love how
night are two
how
sides to
vague they
Lumio
are.
City.
A wish granted.
It
Hmm.
seems there are even more secrets waiting to be uncovered. What will you find on your adventure? Pokemon Legends.
Okay, so
CN
late
launches on
2025.
Nintendo Switch later this year.
No worries, I'm totally fine with waiting.
In Lumio City, where the game is set, the aura transforms between day and night. It seems there are even more secrets to uncover. Please be on the lookout for more information.
Definitely
in the
enjoying some of
future.
the trainer designs. They're quite solid.
Please take a look at this.
Hello there. Boop. The game you're about to see, boop, doesn't have a big, epic story. Boop.
This sounds
But what it
like...
does have is lots of
Is
funny
this
little
Rhythm
silly
Heaven?
games. Boop. You wanna see? Boop.
Yep, it's Rhythm
Just
Heaven.
press the button to jump through the ring. Boop.
I sucked at this game, funnily enough. I could play Project Diva, but Rhythm Heaven was just unable to do that.
It sounds easy. But the timing is super tricky. Boop. Maybe you could try it in time to a rhythm.
Whoa, this perspective would screw me over so hard. The little character designs are quite cute.
In this game, you might do almost anything, but you'll need to do it in rhythm.
When was the last Rhythm Heaven game?
With practice, you might even be able to play it with your
Feels
own
like it was
phone.
ages ago since the last Rhythm Heaven game. I'm sure Rhythm Heaven fans are very excited for it.
Get into the rhythm with a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series. Rhythm Heaven Groove.
Oh, it's a while off. It's 2026.
That was Rhythm Heaven Groove, a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series. It includes lots of music produced by renowned Japanese musician Tsunku.
It's always interesting to see Rhythm Heaven's like very varied art styles for sure. Oh my goodness.
Next, we have news about the use of digital games on your system.
Oh,
Please take a look.
interesting. That's a strange way to put it.
With game cards, you can put a game featuring Mario in this Nintendo Switch system and a Legend of Zelda game in this one, freely inserting the games you have on hand into any system you want.
Okay.
But what if digital games could be as flexible and convenient as game cards? Well, here's what we came up with. Introducing the virtual game card. In the future, virtual game cards can be used for digital games.
Interesting.
When purchasing the digital version of a game, it will be loaded onto your system as a virtual game card, allowing you to play that title. Your digital games will be lined up as virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen. Here, you can load and eject your virtual game cards and manage which games you can play on your system.
I wonder if you could just make any virtual game cards. That would save time with like switching games out, that's for sure. If I'm getting this right.
If you have two Nintendo Switch systems, you can eject a virtual game card from one and load it onto the second. Now you can play this game on the second system wherever and whenever you want, just as if you had inserted a physical game card.
So that means you could technically have two games at once, or even more.
Cards, you can freely load and arrange which games you play on up to two systems.
No, the OCD, don't put them all in random locations. Chaotic nature of this. But I guess maybe this will be handy for if you once you get the Switch 2.
You can also lend out virtual game cards to your Nintendo account family group members.
Okay.
Connect to your family group member system via local wireless when you want to lend a game. Choose the title you're lending and who you're lending it to. And you're done.
Okay, interesting.
They can now play on their own system. You can only lend one game at a time to a particular person. Games can be lent out for 2 weeks, after which they will automatically return to you.
Save data will not be
Making
erased.
digital games even easier to use.
Interesting.
Virtual game card.
I'll have to look more into it, just out of curiosity, have someone like basic explain it to me. But it looks like it could be handy for some people.
Lets you swap games between Nintendo Switch systems, as well as to Nintendo Switch 2 systems.
Because I definitely have a couple of games that
This
could
feature
be
is
switched
planned to
over.
be added via a system update in late April. Let's take a look at more Nintendo Switch games.
Alrighty. Is this the indie section? I think it is. Ah, this game. It's been a while since I've seen this one. This came out some time ago, didn't it? And I don't know if it looks like right on the Switch, but like I feel like the Switch works well with more cartoony styles just for the rendering capabilities. Oh, interesting. That dinosaur one had a feeling like the 2D style looked a bit like a... What's that game? Bugs Life? I don't remember. Yeah, support your indies. If you see any indies you want to support here, go and do so. Ooh, not sure about that game though. It feels like it's a bit lagging.
Once more. An HD remaster of Saga Frontier 2 is venturing onto Nintendo Switch. Meet Gustav, the royal heir,
Ah, it's the Saga
and
series.
the explorer. Two heroes whose fates and legacies will intertwine across generations in this epic RPG.
I love how big their feet are. Such a charming little old style.
Experience the original story, along with brand new events that expand the vibrant world of Sondale.
Yeah, I've seen a lot recently on the Saga series, so Saga series must be doing well.
Team up with more characters in battle. And transfer
Yeah, just
stats
punch
to
that bunny in the
allies through
face.
Parameter inheritance system.
Is it
After
turn-based?
finishing the main story, you can test your mettle and might against even more powerful bosses. What histories will you uncover through the ages?
Interesting. It's like a hand-drawn style
Saga Frontier
with
2
pixel art
Remastered
on top.
launches on Nintendo Switch
Intriguing.
later today. Monumental adventures await. Embark on peaceful journeys across this series of beautiful puzzle games. Wander through isometric worlds filled with stunning landscapes to manipulate, optical illusions to
Oh boy.
discover, and mystifying secrets to unfold.
I would
In
not be good at this game.
Monument Valley, lead the silent Princess Ida in her quest for forgiveness while outsmarting the enigmatic Crow people. A different journey awaits in Monument Valley 2. Guide Ro in her adventure through motherhood as she and her child unlock the secrets of the sacred geometry.
Oh boy,
Both
that's
games contain
trippy.
all their additional chapters, add-ons, and DLC. The first two Monument Valley games launch on Nintendo Switch April 15th.
Still haven't played the Saga series.
Pre-orders begin later today.
Yeah, I've seen
on
they've been
Nintendo
remastering a lot of
eShop.
Saga series games recently, I've
And
noticed.
help Noor on her journey to restore the world's light in Monument Valley 3, setting sail on Nintendo Switch this summer.
A lot of old series getting like new stuff by the looks of it. There's a golf. The sport that I do not care about, unfortunately. Mini golf? Fine, like in real life. Actual golf? Couldn't care less.
Time your button press
This is another
just
Sony game?
right,
Sony must be
and
like
take your
just
shot.
putting a bunch of games on here. But yeah, I
Perform backspins, side spins,
don't care too
and
much for
other
gold.
special shots. In the
It has a very
challenge mode,
that art
compete
style,
in
like the
tournaments
art style
and
definitely
face
does
off
have that
against a range of
familiar.
rivals
Is
to
there just a
become
rabbit
the
there?
ultimate golfer. In wacky golf, your shots could get pulled into holes, or obstacles might fall. It's golf that's not quite par for the course. Up to 4 golfers can hit the fairway together locally.
I'm sure some
or
people
in
would enjoy
online
these
play.
games, but yeah, not for me. That's all.
So just relax and get ready to tee off. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots lands on Nintendo Switch this
Everybody's Golf is a strange title, I must admit. Oh?
year. Unite some of Marvel's greatest superheroes in the fight against evil. Pair up 2 heroes from the roster of 15, including the likes of the spectacular
Is this-
Spider-Man and the ferocious Wolverine to take on the challenge.
Is this a new game or is
Close quarters
this
combatants
a
to aerial aces. You can mix and
remaster?
match a variety of heroes for
Definitely
an
arcade
amazing
feeling
array of
for sure.
possibilities. And swap between your team of 2 at any time. Take advantage of your team's
It does have really
strengths to
solid pixel
overwhelm
art,
your
that's for sure.
foes. Plus, up to 4 players can assemble for
That's
local
something
or
really
online
unique about
co-op
arcade
play.
games is that they gotta make like their
The
pixel
battle
art
for the fate
super
of the
like
Marvel Universe
visual,
begins when
because you know
Marvel
if
Cosmic
you can't
Invasion
see
launches
if you can't
on
see
Nintendo
anything then
Switch
it
system
definitely
this
hampers the
holiday.
experience. New game? Gotcha.
That was Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
There's a decent amount of
where
games
you'll
getting
battle
announced.
as a tag team of different superheroes. Next is our last game announcement.
Oh wow.
Please take a look.
Oh, I guess so. It's been about 45 minutes. I just looked over at the clock.
I'm a buckle. Tornadoes a Hanji plus
Wait! Wait.
How refreshing.
Oh my god, is it what I think it is? Is it a new Tomodachi Life? Oh, please. Yeah! Tomodachi Life! Oh my god, I love Tomodachi Life so much! Oh, it's coming out next year! Oh, I'm gonna wait for so long, but I'm so excited! Tomodachi Life!
Did you want to talk?
Oh yes, the dream sequences too. So great.
thought that was only a dream.
Oh, it's got the scuffed audio too for the voices.
That
That's
was Tomodachi
so
Life,
excited.
Living the Dream. The first new entry in the series in over 10 years.
10 years I've waited for a
In the
Tomodachi
trailer,
game.
we
I'm
saw
so
new
excited.
characters living on an island out at sea.
Time for all the
What
OCs.
kinds of interactions do you think they'll have? We hope you're looking forward to it. Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct so far.
The only Tomodachi game I played was
Final
Miitopia, so I'm
announcement is
so
something a little different
I'm
about a
interested.
game.
Yeah, I am so excited for
Here's Mr.
Tomodachi Life.
Miyamoto to introduce it.
If they do this,
Hello,
oh,
Shigeru
it's
Miyamoto.
hey Miyamoto.
Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct. Since 2011, Nintendo Direct has delivered Nintendo news directly to you.
Ah, rest
And
in
now,
peace,
these
Iwata-san.
presentations have grown into an event that many people watch. Thank you all very much. We'll
I know
continue
Perry
to
was
broadcast
wanting to play the old
Nintendo Direct
Tomodachi Life. Now
presentations,
they can play the
but
newer
we're
one.
also launching a new channel based on the concept of delivering information to you directly. This is a smart device app called Nintendo Today,
Luigi, look at that. That animation was
which
very.
functions like a daily calendar. In the app, you can view different Nintendo events. We will also be delivering all sorts of content about Nintendo games and characters every day.
Interesting.
After the Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd, news about Nintendo Switch 2 will be delivered to you daily and directly through the Nintendo Today app as well.
Interesting. So
Nintendo
can always
Today
be
will
on-
available to download on smart
always
devices
on
later
top of
today.
the things. Probably won't get it,
The
but
Nintendo
it definitely
account
is
can use the
interesting.
app, so please try it out. That's all I have to share. I hope you enjoy using Nintendo Today.
But yeah, that animation of Luigi was very clean. So I was like, oh, that's a new animation, despite it's like an old pose.
Thank you for watching.
Alrighty. Okay, I guess it's time to go over the actual direct for everything. I think it was a solid direct for sure. I guess we could just quickly gloss over the Nintendo Today thing. So it seems to be some sort of calendar app by the looks of it. I wonder what type of comics they're going to add. So they showed off the Pikmin 4 comics. I'm aware of those. So maybe there'll be other things. Seems to be Animal Crossing related stuff. But yeah, I think it's an interesting idea. I wish Iwata was still around to at least see Kirby make his 3D leap. Yeah, I do miss Iwata as well. Miyamoto will be back for the Switch 2 Direct. Most likely, yeah. I was surprised. For a second, I was like, whoa, they're going to announce like something Mario's related, because usually that's what Miyamoto's known for. But I guess not. That's totally fine, though. Back to the beginning. I can't believe this was like shown off right at the beginning. But yeah, good timing. We've just finished Dragon Quest III Remake. I'm currently gonna have to do some grinding for the post-game. But yeah, it looks like we will be getting 1 and 2 this year, which is very exciting. I did enjoy 3 very much. I accidentally fell into the trope of accidentally got attached to these weird goobers. That's pretty much my entire like experience when it comes to Dragon Quest. It's just like, alrighty, this is a new game, let me give this a try. It gets attached to like the characters. I'm like, oh god damn it, this is gonna be a hyperfixation for a little while. Because even though I played 11 ages ago, that was such a fantastic game for me. Finished Dragon Quest 3 back in November. November was a good month for RPGs. Yeah, last year was just a good month for RPGs in general, I think. But yeah, we just finished 3 last week, especially. And that ending was certainly something. But it's now up to the post-game, so I will be challenging some of the post-game stuff. We won't be doing it this week because I haven't had any time to do any sort of grinding for levels or anything like that. And post-game has like 2 levels of post-game. There's post-game, and then there's just like super boss level of post-game. So apparently this character is new. Interesting. I do like the pixel art being a bit more emotive. It's quite nice. The pixel art, I wouldn't say the pixel art of 3 was not as emotive. They definitely had a lot of emotion in their monster sprites and stuff, especially since that's the main sort of things you're going to be looking at in these games. But yeah, definitely interested when these two games came out. Enjoyed 3 immensely, and I do want to see what's special about these two. I know 3 is often seen as the big game of the trilogy, but now that I know like the connection between 1, 2, and 3, it's going to be quite interesting, to say the least. But yeah, I don't know how long these games are. I know obviously Dragon Quest 1 is a short game. It was the original. So it most likely that's why these two are together, because they'll be shorter journeys compared to 3. But yeah, I'm pretty sure in Dragon Quest 1 you're just by yourself, whilst Dragon Quest 2 you have a designated party of 3. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Alrighty, no sleep for Kaname Date. I have no information on this game, honestly. It's a Spike Chunsoft game. And I found it hilarious that I recognized it. I've seen this character before, like, vaguely. I've seen these characters before, very, very vaguely. But other than that, no, pretty much nothing. But yeah, like, this character design for this girl is really unfortunate. Like, can you imagine getting kidnapped and this is the outfit you're just stuck in? It looks so uncomfortable. And she's supposedly in space or something. I assume because this is blown up, she looks really strange. That model. All the other models are okay, but that one model of her is just a bit... Yeah, this bit. When I saw this section here where it says take and read, I was like, this text looks familiar. It almost looks a lot like Rain Code. So I was just like, huh. Spike Chunsoft were the original developers of the original Dragon Quest series, probably why they announced it after DQ 1 and 2. They're like, oh yeah, don't forget we also have this game. But yeah, so I have seen things about the Somniel files, like, very vaguely. I know nothing about them. But yeah. So it looks like this is a... I would say it's like a visual novel sort of style, it looks like. But there seems to be, like, choices of sorts, so... I'm wondering if there's going to be, like, major, like, choices and stuff like that, or if it's still going to be a set path and it's, like, choose the correct option sort of thing, like Rain Code, where it had, like, they gave you some choices, but obviously you were funneled down a certain path. But then again, that game was about mystery solving rather than, you know, casually saving Bunny Girl from space. Wait, if she's on the moon, that'd be funny. That'd be like a double joke. The idea of bunnies on the moon. That would be funny. But knowing it's a Spike Chunsoft game, who knows, like, where they go. Because, like, some games are just like... I mean, Danganronpa example is just like, oh, these look interesting, and then just goes crazy. I have no idea how I predicted this was an Atlas game. When I saw this guy running here, I was just like, this, yeah, like, this side pose, I think, when I saw his eyes, I was like, wait, is this an Atlas game? I don't know why, I was just like, it looks like Shin Megami Tensei sort of style, like, Shin Megami Tensei, like, Atlas's characters for those games definitely have the long eyelashes. But interesting, so this is a remaster of an old game. Because you can see by some of the gameplay, it's a little dated in its movement and stuff, but like this sort of thing does have that very dated feel to it. Whether that's a good or bad thing, don't know. This might only just be like their starting sort of thing. Maybe this is not what the game's going to look like when it's fully finished. Do not know what to really say with these games. I enjoy seeing Persona. I only know like very minimal amounts with Persona even. Like Shin Megami Tensei is really unknown to me. If you want to know, like, my level of, like, knowing any sort of Shin Megami Tensei games, it is literally Tokyo Mirage Session. That is the only Shin Megami game I've played. And, some people will say that doesn't count, but I thoroughly enjoyed that game, so, you know. It's a game that you're not supposed to take too seriously, and I think that's great. I mean, Fire Emblem Cross, Shin Megami Tensei was an interesting choice for an idle game, but, you know, maybe one day I'll stream it. Maybe one day. But yeah, that's my very basic knowledge for these games. Tokyo Mirage Session is my favorite Fire Emblem game. Goodness. It's a great game, but there are some good Fire Emblem games out there. I did start with Awakening as my first Fire Emblem game. It's very hard to beat some of those games. More of a budget thing. Maybe, yeah. Alrighty. Shadow Labyrinth. I don't know how to feel about this game when I was just looking at it. It's strange in the art. The art style looks like it's a drawn art style. Like you can see the sort of painted sort of effect. It's not pixel art. But yeah, I was like, oh, this is like a Pac-Man, and I mean, Puck was Pac-Man's old name, I believe. So like Puck-Man, but they obviously changed it to Pac-Man because you know. But I don't know what to say about this game. It's strange to say the least. Like, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be. It's not satirical, that's for sure, but like, it's odd. The art style looks interesting, but like, at the same time, I wasn't expecting there to be mechs, so I do not know what to say about this. I do not like Shadow Labyrinth for the same reason I don't like the original Shadow the Hedgehog game. Gotcha. Still hoping for a sequel for Tokyo Mirage Session? Yeah, I'd love another sequel. I know it's a lot of people didn't like Tokyo Mirage Session, so but I adore those games. Itsuki's a great Fire Emblem Lord lol. But yeah, I don't know what to say about this game. It's a game, alright. Patapon! Art style looks really nice. I've seen these little guys before, but every time I look at these little guys, they kind of remind me of those little mite enemies from Smash Bros. Brawl Subspace Emissary. That's what they kind of remind me of, the little green, red, and yellow guys. But yeah, I think this is probably not a game for me. I'd probably like... Because for me, rhythm games is like, you know, I am better at just like learning the skill over and over and over again and doing the same thing. To be attacking with rhythm on the fly, I do not know how great I'd feel about that game, but it definitely has a very nice art style. Like, very sort of memorable art style to say. So simplistic, but it works. And it seems to be a little while since in July, but a lot of these games are seeming to come out like this year, which is pretty good. Story of Seasons, Farming Sim. Farming Sims are farming sims. I do not know how to feel about farming sims anymore. After playing Stardew Valley, like, to perfection percent, I do not know if I really want to delve into other, like, sort of farming sims. I don't know if it's just I'm sort of burnt out on farming sims, or if it was just like, yeah, this is a farming sim, and that's all I can really say. I think the one thing I don't find funny about this is this character's face is so blank. There's nothing, no thoughts in this guy's head. Completely head empty. Like, the character design is cute with the hair and stuff, but like, my goodness, there is nobody home behind those eyes. I do like the art style of like the portraits. They look quite nice, very solid. And this seems to, but yeah, I saw this cow here and I was like, this is Harvest Moon, right? I'm pretty sure it's this Harvest Moon. But yeah, it looks like a pretty solid like UI and stuff like that. This was originally on the PSP. So yeah, a lot of old games making remaster sort of thing. I can't get over this statue. It's very gaudy. Ah, so the portraits also blink, but they don't move their mouths, oddly enough. But yeah, just like Harvest Moon and these type of farming sims, you can get married. Yeah, that guy looks like he's got no thoughts behind his head. Completely head empty. And there's just casually little critters, little folk critters. With... Was that the same guy or was it a different guy? I don't know. But yeah, it's a farming sim. I'm sure people like these type of games, but I mean, I'm not sure how to really feel. I know that the creator of Stardew Valley made Stardew Valley because he wasn't really satisfied with the Harvest Moon series. Hopefully, they're pretty, like, still solid games even now. But yeah, it's the farming sim genre, I feel like, is definitely one of those genres that has gotten to a point where it's like, oh, Patapon, not Stories of the Season. Gotcha. The farming sim is like, it's like those sort of games where like there's a definitive like goal or like a definitive game for the genre. Like, for example, when you think about like JRPGs, a lot of people will think of things like Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest sort of thing. And when they think of things like farming sims, a lot of people will think of Stardew Valley and maybe Harvest Moon. So it's a very hard genre to get into if you are making games for it. Metroid got a big chunk. I'm sure Metro fans are probably hyper-analyzing this entire trailer, which I don't blame them. But it is quite funny to see like just this nature sort of based atmosphere and then just Samus with just gun, like just arm gun. But yeah, girl is being drawn into the story of Destiny once again. And maybe it is a good thing that Dread is like after this game, because my goodness, she is stupidly powerful at the end of Dread. And probably hyper traumatized if you've seen the story of Dread. I mean, those Emmys are terrifying. But yeah, it is interesting that she's got like this pink color to her visor, as well as it's going to take a bit of getting used to, I think. But yes, apparently just give the girl psychic powers. I can't wait for them to try and explain why she doesn't use these anymore, unless maybe she does. But interesting gameplay in terms of gameplay logic of using psychic powers. It's just telekinesis by the look of it. Like, just with your mind. The spinning shots thing was probably handy. Just not even just in a general like sort of thing. But yeah, using psychic sort of methods is always an interesting way to add puzzle elements as well as combat elements. Also, these alien guys have got an interesting design. I'm wondering how she's able to communicate with them. Do they speak the same language? Because I know in Dread, like this is watching me like have very little knowledge on Metroid. She's able to like talk Chozo or whatever the bird people. I don't know what their language exactly is called, but like she's able to speak that, and she can understand English, I assume. So I wonder how she's able to understand these type of people. Are they speaking some ancient language that she just happens to know? But yeah, it looks like it's coming in 2025, so I guess those type of people are probably really excited for this game. Disney's Villain's Cursed Cafe is certainly something. It's Visor translates for her. Ah, okay. She's got built-in translator. Very handy. I don't know what to think about this game. I think it's funny. I think it's charming in its own little way, considering that Disney's like in the film industry is not doing well. Seeing that them doing good in the gaming industry is definitely interesting. But like the art style is very pretty, like just this painted sort of art style, and also just like seeing the characters just in a modern sort of design is also quite intriguing. Like you got Jafar here just casually in this outfit. I can't get over Gaston sitting like this. This is so great. Oh goodness. But yeah, like just having certain designs be more modernized. Like for characters like, Cruella, she's pretty modern with her designs. So like seeing like ancient people or people from different time periods get a more modern design is really intriguing. And just like the mirror from Snow White just chilling in the back. Also, yeah, like this painted sort of like, you can see the brush stroke sort of level of design is quite nice. Also, who is this in the back? It looks like somebody who could be from like Mulan, but that doesn't sound right because these are supposed to be all villains. So I just realized this little lever here for Yzma. That's great. Well, she looks pretty good. Just saying, like some of these characters look great in this more modern art style. So I'm wondering, like in terms of just like good and bad, like sort of things, I wonder how they go. But yeah, it looks like it's a silly little fun game, and I think people who enjoy this sort of things would definitely enjoy this game. It's always nice to I do like that sort of those AUs where it's like the villains or like the just the general characters of the story have a more like almost like it feels like they're actors in their own world sort of feeling. It's always a fun touch just seeing them dressed up differently, acting differently, or maybe acting the same. This one, Witchbrook. I assume this is I don't know what genre to put this in. It's like it's not a farming sim. It's like a life sim, I would guess is the best way to describe it. But with mages. I don't know how to feel about this game. In terms of its art style. Like, I guess when I'm looking at it on my stream side, just seeing it smaller, it's not too bad. But like, I'm looking at it like at full screen, and it's very noisy. There's a lot of stuff going on. Like, it's probably easier to look at it from far away. Up close, it's not that great. It's a bit too noisy with like, there's just so many elements happening all at once, and you're just like, whoa, you get a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that's happening. It is still a pretty pixel art style, but yeah, some of these scenes, like the flying here, it's a little noisy just seeing all this stuff in the background, but I guess it makes sense in the busyness of things. The building, inside of this building's not too bad. It seems to be more the outdoor things, it's just there's a bit too much stuff going on. And it seems to have like a multiplayer aspect, so I guess some people would enjoy it, but yeah, I don't know. It's probably not for me, this one. The Eternal Life of Goldman. Immediately seeing this game, it does have that very Cuphead vibes, like, you know, the particular like frame rate and obviously the hand-drawn sort of design. Obviously it's not one for one with Cuphead, but like the hand-drawn design of like just how much elements, like just this menu opening is so pretty. Like, this is very visually stimulating. It is a very pretty game. Wonder how well it will do. Like, just how, like, seeing in the background, just how blurred the background is, and just seeing these elements pop out like this, very pretty. So, hopefully they do pretty well, that game. I don't know if they said who was doing it. It was, THQ. Just looking at the time bar because I can't rewind fast enough. I do not know exactly off the top of my head who THQ is. But still very interesting game. We'll see how it goes, I guess, in the future. Gradius is Gradius, I guess. Like, I know nothing about the Gradius series. I'm not really fans of arcade games. The endless, like, just go for a high score sort of games, and not really anything I terribly like. Maybe it's just me growing up in an era where story started getting more implemented into games, is why I prefer those type of things over this one. So, yeah, if people like these sort of endless, like, high-scoring games, I guess you can now play all of them. It seems like you can also do it with Collab. Rift of the Necrodancer. I know this game's been out for a little while on other systems, but I just find it so funny that there's just casually, because I know what Crypt of the Necrodancer is, and I've also played Cadence of Hyrule. So just going from like the top-down like grid system of those games to just suddenly rhythm game with boss battles, like all these sorts of different things is interesting. Also, yes, there's a collaboration with Celeste. The art style of this game is actually really pretty. I do love the exaggerated hey, I recognize that name. I do like the exaggerated sort of expressions of the characters and how they pop almost. The art style's really charming. But I just like how this just casually just Peppino from Pizza Tower. Honestly, that's totally fine. Pizza Tower, as I said earlier, amazing game. Like, if you haven't played that sort of game, I think it's definitely a game that you should give it a try if you want those fast-paced games. But even if you don't play those games, just give the music a listen, because Pizza Tower's soundtrack is really good. I can't see because I've got the text over, but there's obviously a title there. So yeah, Rift of the Necrodancer. Yeah, so I can understand why it says available today, because the game's been out for a little while. A Tamagotchi game! Wasn't expecting that. Honestly, really wasn't expecting that at all. And just hearing the sound effects is like so nostalgic for me. And just seeing these things. There has not been a Tamagotchi game in like years. I don't play it. The art style is too weird for me. No worries. It's understandable. It's a very chaotic art style. And I think, for me, I think it has its own charm being so chaotic. Just like how exaggerated it is in Pizza Tower and stuff like that. But I can understand that some people probably don't like the art style. I just think it's incredibly charming in its own way. It's like chaotic maniac like sort of art style, and given the nature of like the entirety of whole Pizza Tower, from the story to the characters, it kind of makes sense. So it's like super cool, and it's gotten like quite a few updates since it first came out, like a lot of like extra content and stuff like that. And yeah, for people who like that sort of thing, soundtrack is a banger though. Absolutely is a banger. That's definitely why I was, when I saw it in the rift of the Necrodance, I was like, ah, cool. A rhythm game for Pizza Tower songs would be great. Alright, back on track. Tamagotchi. If you haven't ever seen the Corner Shop games, they were three, I believe, they were on the DS. And they were basically like this, where you played as three characters of Mamachi, and Kupachi, and basically did little mini games and stuff like that with the touchscreen and all that. And you can get money to upgrade your stuff, and then you could also do it to get more outfits, all that stuff. But yeah, some of these characters are like obviously new, but like some of these are super new. I'm pretty sure she's like very, very recent, like on the colored Tamagotchi's levels of recent sort of thing. Because I've seen her in the Pix, which the Pix was one of the newer ones, along with the Uni. But yeah, there's some like Milkachi and stuff like that. Like some of these Tamas are very new, and then some of them are really old. So it's just seeing the mix of them is so exciting. Because there are some really cool Tamas. Like that's Momochi. I know off the top of my head because she's a rather popular one. The shark guy, I'm pretty sure, is also rather new as well. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to give this one a try, just out of just the sheer funniness of it. Alright, Pokemon ZA. We did talk about this quite a bit back in the Pokemon Presents. So nothing... I've given a lot of my details on this game, and obviously this trailer doesn't give too much in terms of like what we don't know. Like there's a couple of really highlighted points, like the whole... We knew about the wild areas and we knew about the starters. I think the newest thing they really covered was the apparently Lumios's underground fight club, which I can't get over, that there's just casually a fight club where you can like literally fight each other. But I know there have been people complaining that it being just totally located in Lumios City was going to be a bit of a thing. Like worried for like just how much gameplay is. But I think Lumios is like, on the 3DS they advertise it to be a really big city. You know, having it separated in 4 sections sort of thing, compared to like most cities or towns in like Pokemon games. So I think they should be able to handle making this a really big area for people to just explore around. The wild areas are also quite interesting. I would love to see more development on that. This girl here, I'm pretty sure, has been like up at the top. Oh, I realize my mouse is not showing. The girl behind the Curlier, I think she's supposed to be based on the Hex Maniac from X and Y, like an adult version of her. And I know a lot of people are going crazy over that, because, you know, they went crazy over the original one. Why wouldn't I be surprised? But I am liking the art style for this game. Like, this whole little chibi art style of this thing is quite charming. You can see little character designs and stuff like that. Also, like, there's just casually Tyranta fighting a Magikarp. Like, that's a bit... Poor Magikarp. But yeah, this is my favorite thing of just casually showing off Pansages here. Just like, oh, by the way, it's the elemental monkeys are back in 3D hardware. The last time we saw these guys was like, I guess even Gen 5, but technically they've been onto like, I think Oras is the last game you could play them in. After that, I think that they're pretty much locked on the handhelds, regardless. So yeah, seeing these guys here is pretty funny. And I know there are some people who are excited to see these guys just for the living dex sort of aspect of it. But yeah, I think pretty much almost all Pokemon are now have been on like the main like Switch games, which is good for people who don't have access to the older games if they want to complete a living dex. And now that there's oh, I didn't realize there's Panpour up in that tree there. Just saw it the very last second up there here. Little monkey. Yeah, now that they're making completing the Pokedexes in these games a lot more, you know, important, because you can get some rare, like, mythical shinies for completing these games, being able to have just, like, all the Pokemon now available is definitely handy. But yeah, I'm wondering how they're going to handle the different wild zones, like, do they upgrade as you go on through the game, or will they just, like, have certain ones just locked off, being like, no, don't go here because it's too dangerous? Like, for example, they even show, like, this Krokorok being a bit too dangerous to fight against. And then there's obviously the rooftop sort of scenarios as well. Also, can't get over, look how shiny this Steelix is. It really fits the steel aspect. The texturing is definitely looking quite nice in this game. Obviously, they're still polishing this game, which is good. I prefer them to be polishing this game. But I'm wondering if this is going to be more of a Switch 2 sort of game. Yeah, this symbol was hinted in the Pokemon Presents. Up, and there's finally the final monkey shown off. I'm just excited for Perfuro coming back. But yeah, it's so dramatic, like, getting spotted. Just, like, guy doesn't even say anything, he just whips out he's like, alright, we're fighting, right now. But yeah, it is funny, just, you can now just attack other people just from behind, just like... Also, these guys are just cafe owners. Are the cafe owners just coming out and just attacking people at night? We'll find out in the Switch 2 direct or after. Most likely, yeah. I'm wondering how... They're showing off a lot in regards to, what's the word? To, Mega Evolution? I'm wondering when you can get, Mega Evolution in this game. Also, the interesting thing about having a wish... Well, that's something I'm intrigued about. Also, I like how the first person is called Zach for Z, and then the next character, I think it's Yvonne for Y. I'm wondering if all these, like, master trainers are gonna have, like, alphabetical letters. It would be such a Pokemon thing to do. But yeah, I'm curious about what they mean by a dream granted, or a wish granted. Because, I mean, from the last time I know, Jirachi's not in this series, so... And obviously there's still... I mean, might as well have some mystery. Especially since we don't know what's happening with Zygarde. Zygarde seems to be just patrolling the city in dog form. And obviously there's AZ and Floette. And whatever this is. I'm wondering, judging by like the swirling, I'm wondering if it has to do with like Mega Evolution. Maybe there's wild Pokemon that are starting to Mega Evolve. Or maybe it's something totally different. Maybe it's Alpha Pokemon. I'd like to see Alpha Pokemon back. Alrighty, Rhythm Heaven. Rhythm Heaven, the last game I remember... Was it... It's not the Wii, is it? Is Rhythm Heaven that old? Like, my knowledge on Rhythm Heaven is, like, way back. But yeah, when I saw the character talking, and it had, like, that pionk sound after every time they talked, and then, obviously, the font, I was like, oh, this is definitely a Rhythm Heaven game. But yeah, it can't be the Wii. Surely they've had other Rhythm Heaven games since, right? Apparently a bot just tried to jump in, but he used a forbidden word, so I just denied it. Bot's gone though. There was on a Switch a few years ago. Okay, so Rhythm Heaven has had games. I guess I don't keep up with the Rhythm Heaven games too much because I'm no good at it. I played the original, not the original, I should say. I played it on the Wii and I kind of sucked at it and never really got into it. Like the problem is like it's sort of like a mini game sort of thing where they have a bunch of different ones, and I was only good at like 2 of them out of like the 30 or so that they had there, so it wasn't really enjoyable of a game for me. If you like these things, I guess it must be exciting for you. But yeah, there's not much I can say. I did like that one, the minigame of catching tomatoes. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, this is the art style I recognize, so it's always strange when there's like a totally different art style just casually. Like the big blocky lined art style. Virtual game card. I don't fully understand this one, I will admit. But it seems that it's for those games that you download. I don't think it's like a thing like if you had a physical card, you can't make it into a virtual card. I am not entirely sure what the case is with that, because I mean, if it was the case where you could just download, like if you had the game as a physical card and then you downloaded it into a virtual card, you can send it over to other people, but yeah, my knowledge on this is iffy, to say the least. Also, them having peak games here, a good selection of video games here. So excited to play Xenoblade X, and I haven't had time to. Ugh. This entire week has been so stressful, and like nothing was done. Like that's why I was so excited to see this Nintendo Direct, even if it didn't have anything totally interesting for me, because I was like stumped on what games they would announce. So I went into this pretty like just like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen. But yeah. They showed off a bunch of indie games here. Well, not really indie games, games from other things. So High on Life, it's got that sort of Rick and Morty sort of level of humor. Heck, though I do remember there's like a joke that they have in that game where it's like, if you do a speedrun strat, the game actually acknowledges you doing a speedrun strat, and it's like, yeah, keep it up, sort of thing. I like it when they acknowledge speedrunners. The Wandering Village looked quite intriguing. So it's like, it seems to have a drawn style here, but then it has this big 3D model. I wonder what's going on here. I assume it's like a farming sim, but it looks quite charming. Like, yeah, it had like that drawn hand style that reminded me of one of those that RPG game, that bug RPG game, which I don't remember. Like these little guys sort of remind me of that. But it is a wildly different art style. Interesting enough, so they got the drawn art style here, but when you zoom out onto the dinosaur, it seems to be a more 3D models. King of Meat looks like party game? No, it feels like a party game. This looks like an action game of some sorts. Yeah. I don't know about this game. Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time. I'm pretty sure I recognize that title. Also, the font, I'm pretty sure, looks a lot like Dokapon Kingdom, but I don't know what's wrong with this footage that they used here. It's so blurry. Like, where is it? Let me go back a bit. Yeah, this... I don't know if it's just because they're in a desert or something like that, but my goodness, the game is so blurry here. The UI seems to be okay. I don't know what's happening just in the terms of this. But yeah, like, this is all so, like, fuzzy in a way. Which I don't understand why. But yeah, can't really say much more about that. Just really odd. Saga Frontier. I saw this recently because I was looking at the Square Enix sale that was on Steam and downloaded 2 games. And I was like, oh, the Saga series. I've been seeing... Because they did, like, Romancing Saga, I think it was called. It was some strange name, but, like... They had that game recently remastered, so they're remastering a lot of the Saga games. Interesting way to do this art style. I don't know what the original games look like, but it is quite interesting to have this hand-drawn appearance and then have the pixel art on top. Like, it's like half-half. I do like the absurd, like, chibi styles of the characters, though. The big feet and the big hands. I think it's charming. But yeah, it looks like a turn-based RPG, much like a lot of Square Enix's games. But yeah, it is quite strange to have this, like, you know... It probably would take me a long time to get used to if I were looking at this game for a while, the whole drawn... It almost looks like the characters sort of plastered on top of it, rather than in the worlds, which is a bit odd. Like, some angles work, some of them don't. But, I mean, it is a old game, so they're working with what they've got. Monument Valley. Puzzle game. That's incredibly trippy and makes my head hurt. Probably not for me. But, art style wise, it looks pretty. But the problem is because it's optical illusions, like, if I stare at it too long, my brain starts to, like, malfunction. Like, this section here, when they start zooming in, I was like, oh boy. It makes my skin crawl with how, like, trippy it is. But it looks like, so I assume these are remasters, and then 3 is a whole new game. I've never heard of them before, I must say, but it's got 3 games in the series, so... Everybody's Golf! I have no comment for this game. It's a golf game. If you like golf, it's golf. That's a pixelated sheep over there. It looks a bit too generic for me, even for golf standards. So yeah, that's my take on it. It's golf. If you like golf, it's golf. All right, let's move on. Marvel's Cosmic Invasion. So yeah, these games, I know there's a genre of people who like these type of games. I've never really played them, so I can't really say much about them, but I have to say one thing I do like is just how nice the pixel arts of these games are. Like, it's so defined and exaggerated, the movements, to make some really cool designs. And I mean, it's important considering these are beat 'em ups where there's just so much happening on screen that you need to be able to keep up with your own character. So having them being brightly colored or having exaggerated movements to tell you what you're doing is very important. But yeah, I guess for those people who like that stuff, that's cool. The big one for me was just this. As soon as I saw this, I was like, that's a me. And then as soon as I heard the scuffed talking of Tomodachi Life, I was so excited. I have been this is another game that's been on my list of games I've always wanted to be ported or get a sequel. I think the other game was Xenoblade X. So I've had 2 games on this wish list, the small wish list of mine, that have been granted, and I am so crazily excited for Tomodachi Life. I adore Tomodachi Life. It was like, I put so many OCs in that, and just it's so quirky. The scuffed voices, but another thing is like just this showing this right here is also great because in the original they had these things where your Miis would fall asleep and have the quirkiest dreams. It was like 50 different dreams they could have. But yeah, it's, I don't know if you call it a life sim, I guess. It sort of is. It's because you can get, your characters can get married to each other and stuff like that. And you can have kids, and some of the kids are cursed, but you can always fix that. What I do find interesting, I do like they also have like the items of all these 2D images compared to the 3D models. I almost thought this was going to be an Animal Crossing game, like, for some reason. But yeah, when I saw the little person there, and then the slight crude humor, I was like, wait, is this Tomodachi Life? But yeah. It's not a fast-paced game. It's actually really hard to find on the 3DS. That was the one I originally played. And I know when I went over to the US and met with Perry and Jaxie, Perry was trying to find the original, or just Tomodachi Life on the 3DS, and we couldn't find it. And I ended up seeing it over here in Australia, and it was going for like $100, that one game. But yeah, this is definitely one of those great sandbox games. One thing I am seeing some excitement for is that it looks like we can now dye hair. And obviously we already had like the more exaggerated special like colors for the Miis. So I'm hoping we get some, like, yeah, there's some really cool hairstyles just looking at some of the Miis that are just dotted around. So I am super excited for that. Just looking at some of the things on the map here, it seems like it's a vacation area rather than in the original Tomodachi Life. Well, not the original, the one on the 3DS, I should say. It was a giant apartment that you could have up to 100 Miis in it. And it just kept growing from there. And it was on a little island. So this seems to be more of a vacation sort of design where they seem to have like little individual houses. And it definitely has that sort of, it says living the dream. So it looks like it's a vacation spot rather thing. But I am so damn excited for this because I can put all my OCs here. And plus to give us a reason to play Miitopia as well. Miitopia is a really good game. I'm hoping that this Tomodachi Life has the same level of customization that Miitopia did, because Miitopia on the Switch had so much customization that people made some crazy character designs in that game because of the whole usage of stickers, wigs, like all these colors. Like, people came up with some crazy things on there. So I am super excited. And Miitopia had some banging tunes. Tomodachi Life's got some great songs too. Just like really casual songs. So yeah, this is definitely the big highlight for me, is Tomodachi Life. I am excited for Dragon Quest. I'm not lying on that one. Super excited for that one. But this is probably the big one for me, is Tomodachi Life. People have been begging for a Tomodachi Life game for so long. Like, it would always prop up with one fan being like, it'll be this time. We'll definitely get Tomodachi port to the Switch. So now we're getting just a whole new game. Is exciting. I can see. So it looks like there's a little shop that looks like you could make for maybe the houses. It says quick mix build, so I assume that's like making new houses or something like that. You got the interior designs, which you could get a whole bunch of theirs. Clothing, the news was always a great one. In Tomodachi Life, every day in the morning and the afternoon, a random me was chosen on the island, and they would just be the newscaster, and they would just make up some nonsense, like they would talk about some nonsensical stories. It was great. So excited for Tomodachi Life. And obviously the dream sequences are fun too. I think one of them ones I remember was just them all dancing around little items saying like all hail the such and such, whatever the item was. But yeah, the dreams are great, so seeing that they're back in full force is so good. And I do like this interesting like sharp cell shaded style. It's quite nice. But it's always good when Nintendo talk about the Mii's. We did talk about Nintendo today, so there's not really much more we can really talk about on that regard. Okay, let me take a look. Crescent is still streaming, but we only have one person, so we can't really raid. But yeah. Oh, now we can see also the food items. That was also another fun aspect, was that finding out what your Mii's favorite and least favorite foods were, because oh my goodness, some of the reactions were great. I hope this game is as absurd as the 3DS version. Like, I want it to be completely absurd. That's why I like Tomodachi Life, is just how absurd it is, and seeing your OCs just reacting in the world. But yeah, definitely excited for this game. But I think that's pretty much all we can really talk about. It is a short stream today, but it's also a random stream. We'll be streaming tomorrow, where we are going to be continuing our Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Mono Grass run. So, I think that's where we're going to leave it there. We're just being excited for Tomodachi Life. And I am, like, thoroughly excited for the new sort of hairstyles and stuff, because I think some of these hairstyles are new, so I am definitely excited for this game. Can't wait to see what Perry's opinion on this game is later on. But I guess all I can really do is just shout out the Alchemist, since they are streaming at the moment. They're actually doing their own Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire run at the moment. They are doing a Water and Fire mono run. Well, I guess it's a duo run. They're doing it based on their Is It character from our Ravnica D&D. So they're just using only water and only fire. So they technically have a slight advantage over me. I believe they're getting close to finishing the game as well. So go check them out. Good friend of mine. Also, I will be collabing with them this coming April at some point. But yeah, I think when we're doing a mainstream, we'll start discussing things that are going to be happening in April, because there's going to be quite a bit happening in April for sure. But I shall leave you guys to it. So I hope you enjoyed the reaction, and hope you guys have seen something that you are excited for. There are a couple of games I'm definitely excited for. Okay, then have a good night then. No worries. Thank you for just accompanying me for this little stream. And hope to see you soon. So for, I guess, the rest of the people who'll be watching this later on, as well as here, take care, okay? I'll see you tomorrow.